might come into
Are you
play.
Canadian?
No,
Oh, just wondering.
but my grandfather was.
Oh. Well, that makes sense because you're really short.
I am
It's
sure.
more the Ashkenazi than it is the Canadian.
What? Ashkenazi? What?
Walter doesn't even know what
Isn't that a brand name for like children's clothing?
Okay, that's.
I hope you're rolling.
I am, and I don't know if
Good.
this is ever going to see the light of day.
Welcome
Why?
back to the Unrestricted, folks. That was Walter Pasacreta, my co-host. Do you want to give your address and phone number in case anybody wants to respond?
Like the authorities.
Yeah.
Women's Olympic rugby. Hey, you got two women tackling another girl.
And you like it, don't you?
Well, listen, guys watch MMA with two women. How does any guy watch two women beat the crap out of each other in a ring? Tell me. Explain that to me.
Sitting down with a beer. That's how I do it.
That's stupid.
Interesting enough, I was actually watching boxing this morning. Well, boxing was one of the 4 panels of the multi-view, and I'm like, I really don't need to see women in a boxing ring.
I got to tell you, I tried to watch boxing yesterday, and I remembered Olympic boxing being very fun when I was a kid. It's not very fun right now. It's pretty fucking boring, to be perfectly honest. So. Maybe it'll get more interesting. I'm glad that we opened the show talking about women's sports because a lot of my topics today kind of have to do with women's sports. And one of the things that
I'm out.
Let me ask you this.
I'll stay.
As you're watching the Olympics, you two.
I haven't watched a second of it other than basketball. That's all I've seen.
Well, loser.
Loser?
Bob, then I'll ask you. Have you watched a female sport where you have found the athletes to be the most attractive? Because I have found a singular sport where I think the female athletes are the most attractive to me.
To me,
yeah.
I mean,
not yes. To you, to me, yes.
Beach volleyball?
No, I'm always...
The outfits are good.
I'm always drawn to the rowers.
What the fuck?
The rowers?
Yeah, the rowing.
Holy Christ! And you're making fun of me with
because those
rugby?
are complete athletes. Those are complete athletes. Those are the most conditioned athletes in the games.
I don't want her to beat the shit out of me. I just want to have sex with her.
That's what a rugby player is going to do.
I have found that women's field hockey is the place to look.
That sport weirds me out. I don't understand it.
That is a sport chock full of very attractive
It's a skirt,
women.
but there's not a frilly panties underneath there, Jeff. It's just a...
You're taking this to a very different place than I'm trying to go. I'm just trying to keep this above board
reference the authorities.
Yes,
from earlier.
but you're talking about frilly fucking panties. What are you doing?
No,
oh my God.
It's been interesting to watch it. I was watching a little bit of the women's boxing. I'm like, this makes me a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's not great to watch. Speaking of women in the U.S. team and the Olympics, did you see that Coco Gauff lost today already?
Not yet.
And she went out complaining.
Thanks. I was going to watch at 8 o'clock tonight, Jeff. Thanks, damn it.
Well, sorry. She got pummeled, and Walter, in going down, she was really in a pissing match with the umpire. That's our flag bearer. And it reminds me that last week when we did our show, seems like 3 days ago, I wanted to say this. I didn't think Coco Gauff should have been the American flag bearer. It's her first Olympics. She is not that much of a international icon. It absolutely...
An American icon.
She's not even much of an American icon.
Who the hell knows Coco Gauff?
That's a very good point.
I do, but nobody outside of sports would know who the hell's Coco Gauff.
LeBron James should have carried the flag.
He did.
No, the flag bearer, like the first person out.
Was he not?
It was Coco Gauff, and it should have been LeBron James. It's his last Olympics, probably.
So how do they determine? Is it just because the girls came out first and then the guys came out second? Because I was under the and I didn't watch, so you're going to educate me here. LeBron James was the flag bearer. That's what I was, I saw the whole ceremony and stuff like that. Did he not carry the flag out first?
Coco Gauff was. Coco Gauff.
That doesn't make any sense.
I have no idea why they chose her, and it was the USOC's decision. I read about it even before the Olympic ceremonies opening happened, that was the choice that the USOC had made.
Now, I don't know who was on the list of choices, and maybe Katie Ledecky already had the flag at some point, being she's in, I don't know how many Olympics now, but that
Coco
would be,
Gauff is in her first Olympics. She never should have been our flag bearer. She just fucking lost
I
in the
just
third
don't know
round.
who else was available.
LeBron James. Nobody's better than LeBron James.
Well, obviously,
in his last Olympics,
obviously,
right?
two people got the flag because LeBron also carried the flag. I guess he was not the first one out of the tunnel. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm of two minds of who should be the flag bearer. I mean, I understand LeBron and the international interest and all that, but I kind of think it should really be the true amateur athlete in a sport that we typically don't follow on a regular basis. LeBron has enough eyeballs on him. Coco Gauff has enough eyeballs on her.
You're out of your mind.
She's
I
certainly no
completely
amateur.
disagree with that.
Okay.
LeBron James is the best and the most popular and the greatest athlete we have in this country right now. He absolutely deserved to carry
He's
the
not
flag,
the,
and
he
he
is
did.
not the greatest athlete in the
Oh, come on.
country.
Who is? Give me somebody
I'm
better.
trying to think of somebody better.
You give me a more deserving athlete than LeBron
Athlete?
James.
No. You didn't say deserving athlete. You said greatest athlete.
Greatest athlete, deserving, whatever.
No.
Give me somebody.
No.
If you come from rowing, female rowing, I'm gonna shit.
Track and field, those are athletes.
My God, I
Those
don't
are
even watch.
complete athletes.
I don't even
You
watch
don't-
track and field because it's so corrupt.
Soccer's corrupt.
Now, soccer is just a bunch of follies.
Corruption
Falling
doesn't
on
keep
the
me from
floor.
watching
Though,
sports.
though it's interesting. I mean, I did hear some talking about soccer that pretty much these are not the strongest teams that these countries are putting forward for
Oh,
the
no,
soccer
they're not.
tournament.
They're not.
Because we've gotten done with Copa America, we've gotten done with UEFA, and nobody cares about soccer in the Olympics right now.
That's right.
Okay.
Speaking of women's teams and dominance, it is you would be hard pressed to find a U.S. team of any sort that is more dominant than the USA women are at basketball and soccer. The basketball team has won 8 straight gold medals. The closest anyone has ever come to beating them, 24 points. Okay? That's pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah, the world is very much behind in women's basketball.
And our U.S. women's soccer team is damn near as dominant as our basketball team, even though they have lost before.
And they fail to make the knockout round in the World Cup.
Yes, but they're extremely good on the world stage.
Yeah.
It is sad how far behind our men, USMNT, are from behind the women in that sport. It's really pathetic.
That's too bad.
Going back to basketball, USA plays tomorrow against South Sudan. They beat the hell out of Serbia the other day. Walter, you, me, and Bob were texting before the match that it was a 12.5-point spread, I think, 13.5, something like that. And I said, it's not enough. They won by like 26.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I predicted it last week that I think they're going to lose a game. And I'm willing to be wrong. I'm willing to be wrong on that. I don't think they're going to lose a game. I think the best thing that ever happened to them was having those preliminary matches against Germany and South Sudan be as close as they were. I think that's going to bode well for this team. They look concentrated. Kevin Durant was obviously phenomenal, not missing a shot in the first half.
I want to wrap back around, but 31.5 is the line for the USA South Sudan. And on the money line, USA is minus 10,000.
Holy shit.
What? I'm sorry. What is this? The spread
The
is
spread
what?
is 31.5.
31.5 in a game was what, a 2-point game or 1-point game?
1-point game
game.
last time. 2-point
Well,
game.
I think we saw and the first half of the USA game, I don't think the United States came out and realized. It took them a little bit to realize what Olympic basketball and how it's played. It's hard. It's physical. It's tough defense. Watching that game, that first game was like watching the Knicks and Bulls in the 90s. It was just
a lot of
really,
grabbing.
a lot of grabbing,
Mhm.
a lot of physical play. I was thoroughly entertained.
I told you.
And I think it's going to take. It took the United States a little bit of time to realize this is what Olympic basketball is about. And then they started to stand up and get physical with whoever the hell they played,
Serbia.
and then shoved it right up their ass. So
You know, Walt, I was talking to you about this last week about how the FIBA game differs from the NBA game, and you were like, no, keep my NBA the way it is. But you found yourself a little bit more compelled because the game is shortened. and thus it moves quicker. And I think that a lot of what you're getting at about our NBA players trying to get used to the FIBA game is that it's 8 minutes shorter. It goes in shorter spurts. You can't, like in the NBA, kind of feel your way into a basketball game the way you can in a 48-minute game. You have to come out and assert yourself from the word go, right?
But this is such a different game than at least this first Olympic game was than an NBA game. Because if that was an NBA game, there would have been a line to the free throw line. It would have been foul. That whistle would have been blown constantly.
Yes.
And you didn't see that in the first game. I'll be interested to see how this second game is officiated.
It's
Is
the
it gonna
same, Walter.
Is it going to continue
It's
to
the
be
same.
that
It
way?
was that way in the preliminaries too. I mean, that's part of the reason they really struggled against Germany is that even though we have this huge size advantage on them, we couldn't take advantage of it because there's so much physicality, particularly with your back to the basket, and also like on dribble penetration.
You just
right?
need to bully your way through these games. That's all there is to it.
I am with you, and I think that that's part of why LeBron James in the international game is such a fucking beast the way he is, because he is a singularly great athlete. To come back to Bob's argument.
I didn't say he isn't a great athlete, but I don't call him the greatest athlete. Don't call any basketball player the greatest athlete.
I disagree with that. I think basketball players are probably the best team sport athletes in the world. When you combine, I mean, what is athleticism? It's running, jumping, strength, right? Isn't that what we're trying to do?
Hockey players are the best athletes, in my opinion.
No.
Yeah.
No, really?
They play more time. It's more of a it's more physical to skate than it is to run up and down the court.
Pure athleticism, I agree with Walter.
I am not with you on this.
Okay.
If you want to take athletes from one sport and stick them in the other sports, I'll take all the basketball players and sprinkle them throughout the other sports, and we'll win.
Yeah.
How many pair of ice skates have you had in your life?
I've never had a pair of ice skates, but I have skated, and it is fucking hard. I'm not gonna lie.
What did you think about Tatum and Halliburton not playing a single minute?
I just don't find that at all the media drama that's come along with that story. I don't think it's worthwhile because Tatum, to me, has not played well. I think he'd be the first one to admit that. He really didn't even have a great NBA Finals. Let's not forget about that. He's been in a slump. And frankly, if Kevin Durant is going to play like that, Jason Tatum, you just might not see the floor.
Well, Steve Kerr said he's going to play in this upcoming game.
Yeah,
I
will.
Just wasn't his game.
I don't think it's an issue if Kerr doesn't come out and say I was an idiot and I'm going to fix it in the second game.
Oh, I don't know. The media's made a huge deal out of this. That Kerr is playing some sort of mind games on the psyche of the Boston Celtics.
This is absolutely though a media drawn up controversy.
Yes,
there's no controversy there.
No, I agree with you completely. And Tatum's going to have his moments. Like you said, he's going to play next game. He's going to have his moments. It just wasn't his time yet.
All right,
now, Halliburton.
Wemby, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Just let me finish real quick on that. Halliburton, he was on this team. I think he knew from the beginning that he wasn't going to get a lot of time. But seeing Tatum and Halliburton get DNPs really does bring me all the way back to the selection of this team is not quite right. You should always have one, maybe two amateurs at the end of the bench. If Cooper Flagg had been in this team, AJ Dembasta, if he had been on this team, and at the end of the bench and only played in total trash time, it would have been better for this team than having a world champion like Tatum getting a DNP. It should be a chance to showcase the next generation at the end of the bench, not just more NBA players.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care. The hell with the amateurs.
It would have been cooler if Cooper Flagg was on this team, yes?
Well, just for the name.
Why?
Because everybody would want to see how he fares, wouldn't they?
No.
Okay.
Nobody knows You know who Cooper Flagg is. Some of us know who Cooper Flagg is, but people watching the Olympic Games, who the hell is that? Never heard of him. No. Let the NBA players get it. That's my opinion. Wemby in action today. As France looks to go 2-0. 14 points he had, I think, in the first half in game one. He didn't do much in the second half, and everybody just went gaga. Oh, my God, did you see what he did in the first half? He was a non-factor in the second half, and I thought Nick Batum was the key to that victory for France.
Was.
They played Japan today. But, again, just watching Wemby, I don't know. I expected more out of him for some reason. I just think, if this is the, I go back to what we talked about in the very beginning when the Spurs got him. If you're going to tell me he's going to be this generational player, 14 points in the first half and basically a non-factor in the second half, I need to see a little bit more than that.
It's one fucking game, bro.
It's just the Olympics. How many games are you going to play? A handful.
By the way,
this
he
isn't
has
a 40-game schedule
6.
in the Olympics.
Yes, 6.
This is like a 6-game schedule. That's all you get.
I mean, it's okay. He had a 14-point half, and he had a bad second half.
If they had 10 and they lost, that's it, and he's done. More than likely.
Not really.
It's like I said, it's not a 40-game schedule. You have to play like the best player in the world every single game in the Olympics.
It's really hard when you have terrible guards, and the French team has terrible guards.
Oh, there's always an excuse. Jeez.
No, are you trying again to make the argument that Wemby isn't a generational player? Because you made this argument last year after Summer League, which I thought was interesting, which you say you don't watch and it doesn't matter and everything else. Doesn't matter, Walter says, except for with Wemby because he's not generational.
Yeah, but you're talking about the number one overall pick. But when you're looking for, a guy that's, I don't know, some spare on the Silver Stars or whatever, it doesn't matter. Those guys. The only thing that matters in Summer League is whether you shoot the ball well. And if you shoot the ball well, you can get a roster spot. If you don't, you're not. That's all there is. You're going to take
so much more than that. That is oversimplifying the process. You are seeing for the first time collegiate or international players play against professional fucking basketball players for their very first time. I think that there's something important about that. I mean, that's why I go back to, I thought Stephon Castle's appearance in Summer League was impressive. Like, we didn't know he's 19. He played college basketball and wasn't the best player on his college basketball team last year. Other players were, older players were. And you saw in just limited minutes that he belongs as a standout on a professional basketball floor.
We'll see.
Okay.
We played against, Our Lady of the Blind.
That's not true. This is the problem. Is that you don't respect these guys and how fucking good they are.
They don't make. They're not NBA players. They're not on the same
being
level.
in the NBA is fucking hard.
I understand that. I didn't say it wasn't hard, but just don't put so much into it.
These guys get paid too.
And plus, again, Stephon Castle is the 6th overall pick. He should play well in the Summer League.
4th.
Whatever the fuck he is. What's the difference? Anyway.
God.
My God, we got off on a huge tangent there.
I know. What were we originally talking about there?
He was
Wemby
dissing on Wemby.
Yeah, why?
I wasn't dissing on Wemby.
Yes.
I want more than 14 points out of him.
That's dissing. That's the definition of dissing.
I would agree.
I'm telling the truth.
And I'm going to say, again, FIBA basketball is fucking different. Like, it's a shorter game. It's a much shorter game.
How many points did LeBron James have? He didn't have 14 and disappear in the second half, did he?
By the way, France just didn't look good. I mean, at all.
France isn't a very good team, so they're going to get their ass
young
handed.
team. Yeah.
They are. And they have bad guards, like really bad guards. I mean, Evan Fournier is a starter. He can't crack a lineup in the NBA, right?
So you can't play defense.
Yeah.
And you can't, a spot-up three-point shooter is not an Olympic basketball talent. There's not enough time to do that stuff.
All right. What else you got, buddy? Oh, I got something on the basketball front. Anthony Edwards. Did you see what he said to the women's ping pong team? What? Table tennis?
Table tennis, yes.
I think I saw something about it, I could beat you or whatever it was.
He said he could get a point off of the ladies.
No.
And they said, we're going to beat you 21-zip every time. And he's like, nah, you can't. I'm going to get you one. I'm going to get 1 point. I'm definitely going to get 1 point. And they were like, well, let's put it to the test, bro. Now, they haven't done that yet. But Anthony Edwards, in a show of support, did go and watch the USA female table tennis team play the other day. And I got to tell you, I love Anthony Edwards. I love his brashness. Everything about him is cool. I would fucking pay to see him get smoked 21-zip by one of these girls. I would love to see it. Because, no, he would not get a fucking point. Have you watched table tennis, by the way, Bob? It's very entertaining.
it's definitely not the ping pong you play in the garage.
No, it's fucking awesome. It is so fast. I truly enjoy it.
So I mean,
Those little videos that they put out of these games is unbelievable. I mean, just
Like the
smash it,
TikToks
smash
and
it,
stuff?
It's
Yeah.
like, oh my god, how the hell are they hitting those back?
and
They're
those
amazing.
wonderful photos as they have the ball on the racket, on the paddle, and they're just like staring it down. It's like they hate that little ping pong.
I know what you mean. Yeah, they get real serious.
And you just want to throw it into the solo cup and drink another beer. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Canada beat Australia this morning in basketball, by the way.
Damn it!
Canada's
Fuck Australia.
Canada's fucking good. I mean, if anybody is going to beat the United States, it's going to be Canada. And the only thing that keeps Canada, to me, from being a near even team against
Who's
the
on the
United
team?
States. Canada?
Yeah.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, RJ Barrett, Kelly Olynyk. I mean, it's all NBA players.
But those are the main guys, SGA and
Yeah,
RJ
RJ Barrett had 27 points this morning. If anybody's going to beat them, it's going to be Canada. Canada doesn't have the size that the USA does, and I think that's going to hurt. What are you smiling at?
You know who didn't have 27 points?
Wemby.
RJ Barrett is a generational player, damn it.
But if the United States is going to use their size to beat Canada, it needs to be Embiid. And frankly, Embiid has looked like shit this whole tournament. I can't count on him. We'll see.
They just need to be physical. I don't know. I don't know if height's going to be the thing here, but
Canada's
just be
really
physical.
short. Canada's really short, and that's why I think height might come into
Are you
play. in that.
Canadian?
No,
Oh, just wondering.
but my grandfather was.
Well, that makes sense because you're really short.
What?
Is he
What?
not?
I am
It's
sure.
more the
I don't think we're-
Ashkenazi than it is the Canadian.
What? Ashkenazi? What the fuck are you talking about? What did he say?
Walter doesn't even know what.
Isn't that a brand name for like children's clothing?
That's Oshkosh Bagosh, I think.
I know what it is.
Okay. What were you going to say, Walt?
I don't know.
Okay. You want me to give you a couple news and notes from my world? Or you want to do yours?
I'll give you one here.
All
I think we talked about this last week, but the Mission Stadium looks like it's going to happen right now. In my
Downtown.
opinion, they'll have a nice attendance bump. It ain't going to be from San Antonio. It's going to be from the tourists that are in town. That's where you'll get a bump. But my question would be, what should be included in this stadium once they get it all put together? I'm thinking there'll be a Whataburger in there. I'm thinking there'll be barbecue food, Mexican food. What Mexican food's going to go inside the stadium?
Like what restaurant should
Yeah.
have? I mean, first of all, Chef Johnny Hernandez is obviously going to have a place in there because Johnny Hernandez has, I guess, the best political connections in the restaurant world.
Okay.
His restaurants go everywhere, including the AT&T Center, Frostbank Center.
Okay.
I don't particularly love his stuff.
No Taco Cabana.
It will not be Taco C. It will not be. But I'd be happy if it was. It's fine. If I had my pick,
Well, if they put
I had
Taco
my
Cabana
pick-
in there, make sure that the cashier doesn't wear gloves and then make my food.
yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I mean, it might be because minor league ball is different than major league stadiums. It's different than Frost Bank Center. So it's quicker. It's not gourmet. It's a baseball game.
Yeah, it's dogs and brats usually.
and
but-
nachos with cheese.
Yeah. If I had my choice, I would choose Cappy Lawton from La Fonda. I would like La Fonda's Mexican food represented there if I had a choice.
So I'm trying to think of, you got Whataburger, and I've never been to Whataburger Field in Corpus Christi, but I've been past it. It's beautiful.
I
there.
have. It's awesome.
What of San Antonio are you going to incorporate into the stadium?
Let me give you another one. How about Mr. Juicy Burgers? Andrew Weissman's burger joint that just opened a second place up in Castle
Okay.
Hills.
That'd
Okay.
be a good choice.
That'd be a great choice, right? I would like to go more local, Walter, than like Taco Cabana and Whataburgers. Even though both of those have local ties, I'd like to go as local as you possibly can with the food. What other things would I like to see
What
in
would
there?
you incorporate in San Antonio into a new baseball stadium? Like it's going to be, here the one thing
A
I would
batting
say
cage.
would be some dedication to the Negro Leagues because that was a big part of the San Antonio baseball.
Yes, that would be great. San Antonio Black Brahmas. As a matter of
Right.
fact, if you're going to rename them with the move, call them the Brahmas. Let's give a nod. I'm great with that, actually. Brilliant idea, Walter. Can't believe I just said that.
Well,
Sometimes. What about a batting cage in the stadium? Would you like to see that?
a batting cage?
Yeah, or maybe a couple.
What, for fans?
Yeah, shit, yeah.
No. I mean, what do you think they got? 10 miles worth of land? No. I don't think they'll have room for batting cages, but
Okay.
just kind of, maybe there's I don't know, maybe there's a Tower of the Americas kind of part of the stadium at some point. I don't know.
Well, I haven't seen any renderings, but if
Neither have I.
Walter, if you were gonna be artistic about it, you could definitely see where maybe an outfield could have the silhouette of the Alamo, right?
Maybe the outside of the stadium looks like the
Facade of the
Alamo.
Yeah,
maybe
that could make
something
sense.
like that.
Yeah. All right.
Just thought I'd throw that out there. Also, throw this one real quick. Sean Elliott apparently doing well, which is a good sign after he had a heart procedure this week. So our best wishes out to Sean Elliott.
Wasn't he like the spokesperson for like Methodist hospital systems for their cardiac care stuff?
Might have been.
He might have been, yeah.
Which is a
Ironic.
little ironic.
Yeah, he's had some AFib issues, and apparently it was
That may be the reason
his
why.
Google Watch,
Apple Watch.
or
yeah.
Apple Watch, whatever it was, kind of tipped him off.
That's cool. Makes me want to get an Apple Watch, frankly. I saw today that Andre Johnson is going to the Hall of Fame. I think that's great for the Houston Texans. Finally have somebody as a Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah, that's not breaking news or anything.
Is that an old story?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I read it this morning.
Yeah, because the Hall of Fame induction ceremonies are coming up this weekend because the Texans are playing the Hall of Fame game. So we
there you
already got preseason football coming up this weekend.
Holy crap! That game comes up so fast.
Yes, it does every year.
It's like mini camp, salary, contract drama, Hall of Fame game.
What are we, a month? We're almost a month away from the start of the season.
Yeah,
We're here
and
before you know it.
and a month away from the historic first season of the newly imagined college football landscape.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. And by the way, your boy Aaron Rodgers is already bitching about the offense.
It was not a good day apparently for the offense at training camp yesterday for the Jets. Well, that's good. Listen, he's the team leader, no question about it. They all look up to him, and as I've said before on this program, he does not need to be MVP, Aaron Rodgers. He just needs to be a competent quarterback, and the Jets will go where they want to go.
We shall see. What else you got?
I just got one other note. And this isn't breaking news to anybody in San Antonio, but 1604 is the most unreliable road here in San Antonio. I used to make the travel on 1604 on Saturdays up to iHeart up there in Stone Oak, and every freaking Saturday it was one thing or another. Either 1604 was closed, or 281 was closed at 1604, or there was an accident or something was going on. And so now I got a new job over at 281, and I got to make that 1604 drive again. And I've been working there for 2.5 weeks. I've been late twice already because of accidents on 1604.
So is it unreliable because the road is unreliable, or San Antonio drivers are the worst and continue to bump into each other?
Both.
And is it really unreliable? I think it's reliably slow. I mean, every time
you just can't. If you're looking to get somewhere at a certain time, don't take 1604. And so now I'm not gonna. Now I'm gonna go 410 to 281 and go up that way.
Thursdays, my son has an appointment at 1604 in Tradesman every Thursday at 4 o'clock.
Tradesman is
3
where?
o'clock. It is about 1 block to the east of I-10, of the I-10.
Okay.
Of the 281. Wait, now you got me confused.
16
Sorry, I-10 and 1604 just slightly to the west.
Ooh,
It's to the east. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a bad area for like the next couple of years.
So I have to get him there by 3 every Thursday. I have to leave my house at 2 to get him there. That's how bad that fucking interchange is. Like, and now I know that because we're late, like you said, more often than not, because it's always a mess.
It's going to get better.
One day.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
No,
it's not, because the Department of Transportation in Texas is an absolute disgrace.
I mean, my hat's off. I mean, I remember the beginning of that 281 work right around 1604 and north of 1604.
Yeah.
And that was absolutely amazing, the amount of dirt and everything that they were moving. And man, that corridor is pretty damn nice now.
It's not bad.
I mean, to get up to like 46 from downtown on 281, once you get out of downtown, it's pretty darn good.
It's not bad. You're
The
right.
city spent millions and millions and millions of dollars on the interchange at Bandera and 1604. Backed up lines and stuff. So they got these lanes going that way to the left, and they got other lanes going to the right. And you know what? You're still sitting in traffic. You still got to take 3 light rotations before you can get through the light. So I'm not quite sure what they spent their money on, but it's an absolute waste of money.
As long as we're going to shit on San Antonio things, I have something from San Antonio to shit on.
Okay.
Have you ever taken your kids? You got twins that are now what, 15? Is that right?
15, that's right.
Did you ever take them to the Dooseum?
No.
Yes, they've been there numerous times.
It is a shithole.
Okay.
And I really want to call them out on this. My wife and I are big on supporting San Antonio's museums, San Antonio's libraries, all of our public system.
Okay.
The Dooseum is embarrassing. I can't take my kids there without, I'm going to say 40 to 60% of the entertainment being broken. And it's every fucking time we go.
Really?
It is a shithole.
I haven't been there. My kids have been there, whether their godparents took them there or whatever. So I don't think I've ever been inside that thing. So what do you mean it's broken?
So when it first opened, Walter, they put don't die on
Coffee
me, man.
went down the wrong hole.
You're not supposed to drink it with your anus.
God, I don't want to know about
No?
Walter's holes.
Shut up, Bob.
When it first opened, they put a lot of money into it, a lot of thought into it, and it was awesome.
Okay.
It really was when it opened.
Mhm.
And it seems like
Excuse me.
a place that never got
I'm
like
good.
a second round of funding, because it's been over a decade. It's like they ran out of money and they're not going to upkeep it. It's always dirty. The food's garbage. All of the attractions, a lot of them are broken. You know, it's really
The city runs it?
no,
Or is
yeah,
it private?
no,
Private
it's
thing?
definitely not private. It's got to be city. Yeah.
Wow.
But anyway, I don't know. My wife and I thought about it last night. We talked about it at dinner, and we're going to try to get on that board so that we can do something about it, because it is garbage.
It's social media. That's how it works for me.
Yeah, you're right. You told
Anytime
me that before.
anytime I get screwed over on something, I go to social media. And how can we help?
The Dooseum is actually its own little nonprofit operated by a 501c3 board.
There you go.
So it is not a city thing.
So who's on the board, Bob?
I mean, really, you want me to do research?
No, not on
Okay,
that.
brought up that information. Well, there's a 501c here. Yeah. Give me
Thank
the
you.
board members.
Thank you, Chad.
Contact them. Let's
All
go.
All right, I got a race. What else we got before we go? Anything, Bob?
Nothing else.
All right.
U.S. wins the gold.
In basketball?
Yeah.
Yes, I think they do. I'm changing my mind.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
I always thought they were
I'm
gonna
sure
win the
they'll have a
gold.
close call at some point.
It
That's
will
just
not
the way
be
it
against
goes.
South Sudan tomorrow. I promise you that.
I'm with you.
They are going to be
It's
locked in.
31.5. Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Bob?
I did.
And minus
crazy.
10,000 to a team that just played them almost even.
Would you
A
put some
week,
money?
2 weeks ago?
I'd put $10 on South Sudan. What the hell?
According to ChatGPT, Jeff Brouillard, David Ackright, Carla Brozovic, Ashley Fike Campbell, Megan Rooney, Tinsley Smith, Dawn Walker, and Anna Ziegler.
I got to tell
Anna
you.
Ziegler, you son of a bitch.
I got to tell you, I don't know any of those people.
Ashley Fike Campbell, I recognize the Fike name.
Okay. And obviously I recognize the Ziegler name, but I don't recognize her as being from the Thad Ziegler glass family, but maybe she is. But I don't know. Anyway, yes, they win gold. I think they blow out Sudan, but 31.5 is too many points. I would take those points with South Sudan.
I got one
Okay.
more thing I forgot to bring up today. This was my lead thing today. I hate the New York Yankees. Okay, as a sports fan in the New York area, you're either a Met fan or you're a Yankee fan. You can't be both. And if you are both, then you're really not either one, and you're not really a sports fan. You're just a douche.
I very rarely agree with Walter, but I do on this one.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
Bob, I can't stand you today. Okay.
ahead.
And listen, and the Yankees have fans everywhere. And right now, I'm sort of a fan of the Yankees.
What?
And frankly, so should you. And here's why. Aaron Judge right now is a must-watch. Okay? He's batting .316. He's got 39 freaking home runs and 99 RBIs in 108 games. 99 RBIs in 108 games. I'm telling you, folks, Yankees are on national TV like I think they were on last night. You should be watching them just for Aaron Judge. You know, when you used to watch, Barry Bonds and McGuire and all that, and Sosa and all that kind of, this is the kind of thing you should be tuning into. He's 32 points behind for the batting average, but he leads by 7 home runs in the American League and 14 RBIs. Aaron Judge is the best player in baseball and worthy of your time.
I am so disenchanted with baseball over the last decade. I can't even imagine myself caring enough to watch Aaron Judge. Even though I imagine what you're saying is true and that it's very exciting. There's very little that Major League Baseball has done for me as a sport enthusiast over the last decade that I give 2 shits about.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's really a shame.
We could do it without you, so it's all right.
I know. It's all right.
Big trade deadline today, so we'll see who makes moves, who doesn't. Sure, the Astros have already improved their team in the last 48 hours, so we'll see what Texas does and the Astros do, and what the beloved New York Mets do today.
What are you going to say, Bob?
No, I was just going to ask you. So, other than field hockey, what is the weirdest Olympic sport that you actually enjoy?
I would say table tennis is top of that list. I mean, I truly engage in table tennis.
I watched some of the kayaking yesterday.
God, you love these rowing sports. Yep.
Just the way they turn around and go back upstream and all that was interesting.
I'm going to check out the men's 3-on-3 basketball tournament and watch Jimmer Fredette put up 1 billion points. I'm actually looking forward to that.
That'll be fun.
All right, guys. See you next Tuesday.
How y'all feel out there? Do you feel good? I said, do you feel good? Come on. The groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move. I said the groove feel good when it make you move. Make your next move your best move.